Hello everybody, this is our first instalment of what we've decided to call Craft Corner. Paul asked Mum and I to do a little something every 2 weeks to keep you interested and give you something fun to do. We don't know which day it's going to come out yet, so it'll be a nice surprise when it happens. This week Mum is going to be making wool coasters and show you how to do those and how to do them yourself at home. So I'm going to hand over to her.
Right, for this project you need a pen and a ruler, some scissors and definitely a fork, doesn't matter whether it's metal or plastic, and a crochet hook would help but it's not necessary, and sellotape. Right, so you start off with some card as well. So you need a piece of card 5 inches by 7 inches. And then you measure down from the top 1.5 inches and draw a line. And then the same the other side, 1.5 inches, and draw a line. That's your beginning and ending. And then you go round to the centimetres part of your ruler, move down a little way, centre it up, and then mark each 1/2 centimetre right the way along. Now I shall move on to one I've done already.
Here's one I made earlier. It's like being on Blue Peter.
Yes. So with your scissors you snip down. Oh, my scissors don't want to do this. I borrowed them from Joe.
Sorry.
And they're being awkward. And you just snip notches down to your mark that you made, right the way along. And that's where you're going to put the wool. So there's one I've done earlier, already done. Right, so I'll move that one out the way and we'll move on to one that's finished. Now you have to choose your different wools. I've got a selection there because I thought those patterns went lovely together. My Jo has done one and her pattern, her colours are slightly different, which is lovely too. So I mean, if you haven't got all the different wools, one colour would do fine. To put it around for the threads that go round, you need a wool that's not got too much stretch in it. This one is quite firm. It doesn't have too much stretch in it. I tried with string, but some of the string was too thick. So string is not a good idea unless you've got very fine string. So start with the first hole. Bring your wool to the back and put a bit of sellotape on it. Hold it down. And then you start winding through each hole as you go along. Don't miss any holes. And keep winding. There we are. Whoops, I keep getting it caught. That's it, keep going.
Well done, you've got a good rhythm going. Don't lose focus.
Yes. Yes, this is, yeah, you can choose whatever colour you do. So you don't have to use white for this, but it's just the one that I chose. But I think Jo chose a different colour.
I had pale blue, which was the same as I used as one of my cross colours.
Yes,
as well.
And I used the same. I used the white in the cross colours as well. There we are, nearly there. There now. And then you get another piece of sellotape. Ouch, that's a bit sharp. It bit me, yes. And just stick that down at that end. And then snip the end off. Right, so then you've got all your threads to go over. So now you need your different coloured wools. Well, I chose these colours, so I'm going to add the white.
Ooh, you have 5.
I have 5, yes. It made it a little bit odd at the end, but I didn't mind. Right, you need 18 inches for each colour, for each strand. I found a book, my address book is really helpful, if I get the right way round. It measures 8.5 inches and 1/2 inch wide. So that's 9 inches altogether. And so right the way round is 18 inches. So perfect. So if you've got a book that measures that, make sure you check the across as well, else it'll be bigger than it's supposed to be. So then I took all my colours in a group and just wrapped them around the book.
See the ears of our cat. He's decided to jump in the table.
And then you just snip across the top. This is a nice book because it's got hard cover, so it leaves you a gap down which to cut. But don't cut your books. Don't damage your books by cutting pieces out of them. Yeah. Right, now comes the interesting bit. Yeah, our cat wants to get in on the action. So if you start with your crochet hook, you go under and over each strand, right the way across. This is such a simple way with a crochet hook. It makes life a lot easier. That's it. And just grab the end and carefully slide it through. Now you want to start down at the line. So put it down at the line that you've made. And then you go through again.
Opposite
way. So we go under that one and over the next one. So it's going opposite threads to what you went before.
He's trying to climb in the box in the kitchen.
We have a huge box in our kitchen, and our cat likes to try and get in it, but it's very tall and he has a job. And then he has a job to get out of it afterwards, and we laugh.
We don't help.
No. His own fault. If he gets in it, he's got to find a way out. If he got in distress, we'd help, of course. But
well, maybe.
Right, so hook your next thread and bring that through. So then put your 2 threads together and gently pull, which makes them the same length at the end. And then the fork brings them down together. The tines just fit nicely between the threads.
Nice.
So if it needs to adjust, you need to pull it a little bit, but make sure it's not too tight. Make sure it doesn't pull this side because you don't want your coaster going in. So make sure it's loose enough. Yours is not bad. No, it's not that bad. Right, then you do the same colour again. But next time you go different. So we go over that one and under the next one. There we are, right the way through.
Sorry, I'm close to you.
Uh-huh.
Making sure everyone can see exactly what you're doing.
Yes, that's good. One more. Go on. That's it. And then hook the wool.
You lost it.
I lost it.
Even professionals can make mistakes sometimes.
Right, So we've got the ends this side, this one, so we need the ends that side this time. So pull that through, pull it a little bit shorter so that you've got some room to adjust it. Now we have to go around the other side to pull it through this way. So we go over that one and under the next one. If you haven't got a crochet hook, you can use a wool needle. If you haven't got a wool needle, you can use a little bit of sellotape wrapped around the end of the wool. Just will help you guide it through the strands. I mean, you can even use your fingers if that's all you have to hand, which will work.
Fingers to hand, that's funny.
Which will work fine. Hook that. Whoops, I lost it again. And pull it through. Come on through. You can do it, little strand. I'm pulling the wrong side of it. That's why it wasn't coming through. So 2 strands together. Adjust it a little bit. And then we need to pull it down. I worked very high up with that one.
You did.
So we need to pull that one down a long way. There we are. And if you go higher than your line, you can just adjust it and move it up a little bit back onto the line. Then you need your next colour. Come on, let's have the grey one. And then you do exactly the same thing with the next one. So we went under that one, so it's over and under. Sometimes you have to look at the second string to see where you are going, because sometimes it's not easy to tell with the first string because the wool goes around it anyway. Come on, that's it. In there. And the next one. Hook the wool on and through. There we are. So we want the strands this side this time, so that's fine. So then we can go back the same way, under and over, under, over. There we are. Whoops. It's being awkward to me.
Oh dear. Not cooperating today.
It's not cooperating, no. There we are. Get hold of the end and pull it through. Two ends together and adjust it. And then press it down. Now that one is a bit bumpy, so I would pull that one a bit straight. There we are, and just at the end, see, we've got a little bit of a loop, so pull it just that little bit further. Make sure it's straight. We don't want a bumpy one.
Definitely not.
There. Then one more. Where's my next strand?
Find your other grey one.
There we are. That's the same colour. So this time we need to go over and under. That was very good that time.
Well done.
It behaved itself very well. Whoops, helps if I get it the right.
You said that too soon.
Part of the hook. It's no good trying to hook it with the back of the hook. It doesn't work.
No, there's not a hook there.
No. Right, now which side do we need the strands? We've got the strands this side, so we need the strands that side. So we'll pull that through. I think I'll pull that down there, save a bit of job next time. And have to turn it around to pull the end through this way. So we want over and under. There we are. Oops. That's it. That one, and that one. Hook the end. There we are. Now, two ends together and gently pull it straight. Now that's gone into a little bit of a bump there, so I pulled it back. It's not behaving at all badly. That's beginning to go in a bit, so if you just pull it back a little bit, then it's not tight. There we are. Right, so if you carry on like that till you get right up to your other line that you've done there. So then I'll show you one that Jo's done. There, she's got lovely colours, hasn't she? And there, that's done from one line to the other. So then what we do, we flip it over and undo the sellotape. Undo the sellotape, so you release the strings, and with your scissors you cut them across the middle. And gently pull it off, so you can use your card again for another one. There we are. And then
To move that one out of the way.
yes, that would be a good idea.
A bit more space.
And then we need to tie the ends
in front of the camera.
Sorry.
I just put my finger slightly across the camera while I was moving that.
So then we need to tie the ends. So if you start with your threads that you wove over, and you need that kind of a knot that goes around and through the middle. I don't know what that knot is called, but you need that kind of a knot, and pull it right down to the work. Right down to the work so that it fastens there. Same again with the next one. Around and through with the two strands together, and pull it right down to the work. Tight, and then the next two around and through. Make sure you pull it right down to your work, else it looks a bit messy like that. Now see, I haven't got it right down, it doesn't look so nice. So as long as you haven't pulled it too tight, you can just work gently and loosen it a bit. Just loosen it a bit. That's it. And pull it right down to the work again. Get the strands out the way. That's better. There. So you do it right the way across to the end, each of the strands, and then you start with the bits that you wove through. So it's better to do 4 of those together because they're closer together than those. So you do 4 together, exactly the same, round your finger and through. All 4 of them, make sure you get all 4 of the strands through, and then make sure it goes right the way down to the base, and then pulls tight. Oops, I'm trying to pull another strand next to it, which is not good. And then the next one, lost one, there it is, it had tucked itself at the back. There. Wrap it around. Right down to the base. There. And when you've done that, you carry on with the next side and the next side till you've finished. And when you have finished, when you tied them all together, then what I did was I got a table mat. I won't do it with this because I haven't tied them off yet, but I'll show you. And I measured 1.25 inches from the knot. So I went to the knot and measured 1.25 inches each side, and then just cut down, which leaves you the edges exactly the right length all round. Now, if you wanted and you had a bigger piece of card, you could do table mats, or a bit smaller, a bit larger than this, a mat to go in the middle of the table to put a vase on, or a bowl of fruit. It's something that would look very attractive in your house. You can coordinate your colours and make lots of things for your house to brighten things up on these days when we're stuck at home. Bless you. Bye-bye.
So we hope you enjoyed that first instalment of Craft Corner with Pearl and Joe. We look forward to seeing how you got on, those of you that decided to make them, and will join us next time, whenever that will be, for our next craft project. Bye!